Jungle.
Actually, you got the half motor or splitting top? Rim or motor entire combination?
Thank you. Moving on to
Theoretically as a transmission system. We manufacture electric powertrains where I mean maybe 5 10 minutes everything in the powertrain is coming from India and mostly from Hyderabad. So we cater powertrain from two wheelers to four wheelers, 48 volts to 350 volts. I mean we have plans to go for 800 volts also to cater buses and trucks in future. So when we started this, me and my friend, we are already having a 15 years experience. So then the challenge we faced was the first of all the idea of importing from some country that has to be changed. So that is why we are going everywhere and presenting our products to universities, expos. And the second challenge was the building it fastly as frugal. I mean frugally and fast because there are so many places are there. How we can build fast. So in Hyderabad itself, we set up a manufacturing unit in a very frugal way with minimum investment. We the complete assembly, end of line test, everything happens in Hyderabad. So when we say powertrain, we work on motors, we work on controllers, we work on gearbox. I think students from mechanical, electrical, and electronics background, I think they will be more interested in that area. I mean, if you want to know what is powertrain, we have products out there. And if you want to know more in detail, you can visit our facility. We are 30 minutes away from this. This hall, so you can visit us anytime. I mean, if you want to get to know more details about our products.
thank you, Rajasri.
For calling me. I guess there has been a long introduction. I don't think I have to go with that. But so OHM has been very phenomenal in developing the overall ecosystem. That's where we think things have to overlap to have it in a better way. So we got mobility where we do the transportation for people in terms with electric cars. We are one of the principal charge operators at the airport as well as the transporters at the airport, soon in the railway stations as well. Then we've also got a lot of, as even Rajesh told, we manufacture our own powertrains, our own batteries, again, two L5 vehicles, all certified. So as everybody is saying, we shouldn't be dependent more on China or any other external country. But again, my advice would also be to invest more time into innovation, and that is where we have to. So similar to the lines of what China did in the 90s and 2000s, where it was a manufacturing powerhouse. But what next? Now, what when we look at China, right? It is in fact leading every other innovation in the world. So that's where we have to go. This is a very real initiative that we can look at, because right now we are in a what you call as a transformation or a transformative stage in terms of mobility, in terms of technology. So this is altogether a new technology and gives us a lot of opportunity to develop this. Since you all are students, you should more think about how and what contribution can we do in terms of getting better products which are made more for probably for our country. We are the economic powerhouse in terms of spending ability, and
I spent about 20 plus years in corporate world and took plunge into entrepreneurship, and it was purely accidental that I got into EV space. Um, See, today we are talking about EV industrial collaboration, industry and academia collaboration. We are already on the path. We are walking the talk. We already have MOs with the various institutions, and interns are coming to us. We are working together on this one. Probably we can add two more factors to this theme, that industry, academia, society, and government. Because only industry and academia will not bring together the revolutions what my peers are talking about. And about me, I'm to three-wheeler space. We are into commercial loaders. We are the first company in Telangana to back the first bulk order of government of Telangana for 200 vehicles, which runs on the roads. And we are also into four-wheeler buggies. we are planning to come with which runs in internally. You'll find them in railway stations, various railway stations in Telugu states, and we are planning to come with a four-wheeler loader onto the road. Work is in progress on this one.
The initiative as well as Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge task, where we are trying to ensure more courses are designed which are aligned to students' needs, and which are able to basically fill the gaps that are needed for students to be better prepared to be part of the job force. Linked to that particular last point, I think I'll just ask everybody to just quickly say about half a minute comments on how do you see
I would, always advise you to not always. I hope I'm audible. Advise you to not really follow headlines sometimes, because headlines are meant for certain reasons. Uh, would always, recommend you to look at a global perspective, see what's happening in the rest of the world. One good and advantage that you have, working in India, that when you build something in India, that pretty much works for the entire global south, and that's where it opens up a huge market for you. So while the Indian market, is very tough, no doubt about it. We all know the reasons, price being one of the biggest factors, but you should build something for the purpose of larger global audience. With regard to the point of opportunities, I would say, there are some tips of the icebergs which are pretty much well known, such as electric vehicles, charging stations. But if you go deeper into these, or maybe the infrastructure, there are a lot of ample opportunities available, for you to still tap, and not many of us in the industries have done that. The semiconductor industry is just opening up in India, so that's a huge opportunity for all of us. And thankfully, you are sitting in a city that already has pockets of such industries doing some worthy work. We still get our stencils, little bit of work done as a layers of electricals done in Hyderabad itself, through certain companies in Bhavanpalli. So those kind of opportunities are still there. But more importantly, I'll just throw a wonderful business case to the audience. You can think about it, and it's for free for you. Something that the industry is grappling with. You have the infrastructure. Since I come from the infrastructure side, you have the infrastructure, but we do not have really a truly remotely managing system, or a kind of a knock to be able to resolve, troubleshoot the infrastructure problems. If a charging station goes wrong, still.
So just I will take one point from his remarks. So don't look at the buzzwords. So when you say EV, it's not just the vehicle. There is a whole ecosystem around EV. So if you focus only on EV, who will focus about the components and the infrastructure, and especially the service? I don't know how many of you read this news article on LinkedIn that 71% of EV customers are wanting to go back. So you need to address those kind of pain points. So there are so many opportunities. When I was studying, I have only two opportunities, either core or software. Now there are so many startups are there working on diverse areas: AI, ML, VR, electric vehicles, infrastructure, and space startups. And Hyderabad is house for so many startups. Even when we are starting here, open to different kind of skill sets. You study certain curriculum, and you don't get carried away by that. So you should be open to whatever work is coming from that particular startup, because every startup is working in different kinds of technologies. So you should be open to learn new things. And as a startup founders, we don't have money for investing in the trainings. So we would be happy to get interns or young graduates with the basic skills covered. The basic skills in the sense, if you take any product development startup, CAD, CAE, CAM, and embedded hardware. So these are the basic skills. Without these four skills, none of the product startups will progress. So at least if you maintain to have these basic skills, then we will be happy to get you on board from the day one on the actual project. And to do this, don't do it like a coursework kind of thing. Align with some
In Loham and others were already doing a lot of work, and Batex exactly. So there is a lot of work that is
like the solar power plants which are coming up, they can be used for that purpose as well. Then they can go for the scrapping policy, or so it's still like it's all about the efficiency, how better efficient batteries are there, and what you can do with them. So there's always second life, then the end of life, which can be recycled. There are, as sir told, like there are many companies already in the recycling field, like already doing that.
the quality of the life remaining in the battery. So battery energy storage systems at the grid level is something that is. Rajesh, you had something to say?
Yeah, I mean, so apart from the usage in vehicles, we can take it as a second, as Nirmal mentioned, like second use for the telephone towers, or now this energy storage ESS systems are there. The batteries taken out from the vehicles are going into the ESS system, and they will be used. They're being used as energy storage elements. So I mean, slowly the entire ecosystem will develop. Now the vehicle is in almost a mature stage. Slowly the components, recycling, whatever issues are coming, slowly people will start addressing.
Anybody have a
Probably
question? So you can take it offline.
we can always
during
be in
lunch
touch.
break.
Yeah.
Anybody else has a question, please?
My name is Tanya Mansoor. I'm from IIT Delhi. So I'm from core electrical and current charging infrastructure. So found this very relevant. But there is one question that is for AIML, the problem that we land on
For setup of EV charging stations in urban environments. So, but we face the same issue because US and other countries have a lot of ground level data. They have so here also ASCII had to take a hybrid model approach. We had to speak with line departments, separately, the municipal department, the electrical department, the telecommunication department, the gas pipeline department, get the details separately. So in India, unfortunately, we have a hybrid approach, but increasingly there is, a lot of data that is being made available through different platforms, both the government platforms as well as, platforms like India Stat. So this is something that is well taken. We need to have more data out there for better planning. Any other comment? Yeah.
Yeah, I like to already they've started doing that, and the way they do that, and congratulations to the white paper for the urban environment. That was wonderful. You should read that white paper meant for the residential Amatya has built. But what they've done is that they've signed a lot of MOUs with the CPOs, and through that they get the data, which is what they are using and analyzing. That's what I know. So that could be one way of doing it, because you're only adding value to and efficiency to their operations. So that way, don't feel shy to approach these CPOs. They have real problem, and if you actually go out, some of them are enterprising. They would be willing to, I think, do some collaboration with you. That could be one way.
And just to add, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which is the nodal agency for charging infrastructure in the country, is trying to work towards a super app which can onboard, all different charge point operators in the country. There are a lot of challenges, but yes, hopefully that comes out.
Telangana know that as well with the TS Redco.
So there is a bit of a dilemma whether the industry actually accepts newer innovative solutions in case of a drivetrain application. Say, for example, a power electronics researcher wants to satiate his in developing newer topologies and newer controls. And in case, say, for the example, we are lagging behind in the power levels of the EV drivetrain as compared to the Western world. What are the steps that the industries might be looking at to improve the power densities?
I think the question.
See, we are open. We are very open to work with universities and commercialization of the projects, whatever you do. But the only challenge is, see, when we do it in academic environment, it will be towards that academic side. But when we want to, integrate it to the industry things, see, it needs a lot of efforts. It's not just the theoretical. So there is so much work we need to do collaboratively. So especially on the when you say the high power things and three-wheelers have reached that stage where the adaptability is more, and they mostly operate on a low voltage and low power segment. So industry tend to focus on these segments. when we develop in advance some high voltage, yes, definitely. I mean, whoever working on powertrain, even we are interested in working with some universities to collaborate with them and develop high voltage and high power powertrains for industry friendly manner. I mean, the costing has to. I mean, it should have that viable business case. We are open to that.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Problem that the mobility partners are facing, definitely yes, land. So there are like especially the academic institutions who have a lot of land bank, then also the government institutions, they can pitch in up, especially in the city limits, like urban limits, where it can be used for dual purpose. So I think like one of the best way is to have a multi-mod modular charging come parking facility radius of 500,000 meters. That gives more individual owners especially are thinking to give back the vehicle, but that's more with charging facility and also the development of electric vehicles. Today we've got more modernized vehicles.
Really agree with Nirmal ji, but just one more point I'd like to add is that maybe academia CPO engagement is required, which is charge point operators. Yeah, so we are a pure play manufacturers. Our clients are charge point operators. So as he rightly pointed, parking solutions could be one way to enter that, because typically when you give parking, then only the cars would come. If you don't really give that option, then probably it's not even a part of the mind share of the user. So that's the one way to enter that.
Center of excellence we are planning for Saturday. So we are already collaborating with some company. I think pretty much they have covered well up to that point.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Amatya. I would have expected more questions from the students' end, because this is meant to take whatever we can from the student side. If there are any other questions, also, I think the panelists would be happy to support and help in terms of the careers or skillings or any other information that is needed. And I Doctor and Future Electric Transportation. I also invite Dr. Sridevi, Give me some space. So please felicitate Mr. Rajesh Guriwada and I request again Vijay Ramaraju garu to please felicitate Nirmal Reddy garu. Request Manindra Babu garu to please felicitate me. Now I request Dr. Praveen Jugegaru, Principal Gopuraj Rangaraj Institute of Engineering and Technology, to please felicitate Professor Amartya Awasthi from ASCO.
Now I request Hanindra sir to felicitate Sita Mahalakshmi garu.
I could see a mixed bag of students from different colleges. I could see IIT Gandhinagar, I could see IIT Delhi, NIT Calicut. There are a lot of students from all around. I think for only students, I request the faculty also to please open the survey form and then try to give your suggestions. The QR code, I request the team, CEFET, to please provide the QR code in regular.
రంగరాజ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ మరియు ఐట్రిపుల్ హైదరాబాద్ ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఈ సెఫర్ట్ 2024 మేము ఇక్కడ ఆర్గనైజ్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఇది 5 days ప్రోగ్రామ్. ఈ ప్రోగ్రాంలో వేరే దేశాల నుంచి చాలామంది ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ ఇక్కడ వచ్చి ఉన్నారు. అలాగే ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియా నుంచి చాలామంది స్టూడెంట్స్, ఫ్యాకల్టీ వాళ్ళ పేపర్స్ మా కాన్ఫరెన్స్కి సబ్మిట్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఐఐటీస్ నుంచి, ఎన్ఐటీస్ నుంచి చాలామంది ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్కి అటెండ్ అవుతున్నారు. ఇది ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ వెహికల్స్ మీద ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్, ఈ 5 days ఎలక్ట్రిక్ వెహికల్స్ మీద అవేర్నెస్ పెంచడానికి ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ జరుగుతుంది. థ్యాంక్ యూ.